My name is Alex. I live in a suburb of Cincinnati called Deer Park. I'm college educated, work full time as retail manager. I started this channel to have the conversations, the things that we all really need to be talking about. And we always say we need to keep the conversation going, but sometimes they just stop. Things about racism and healthcare, gun control. And the reason I'm starting it today is because today in the United States we inaugurated a new president. And this president is doing a lot of things that are unprecedented in American history. No political experience, no military experience, but knows a lot about how to speak. He's a wonderful speaker and can work a crowd, and maybe that counts for something. He's very different from a lot of things that we've seen in the past, and a lot of things are happening now that are different than what would normally happen. There's a lot of supremacy groups and advocacy groups that are speaking up and speaking out and acting in very inappropriate ways. And what I'm seeing right now is a nation that's more divided than ever. We've always had differing opinions, but for the first time that I can see, each side isn't just saying that the other side's answers are wrong. Both sides are saying that the other side is the cause of the problem. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I don't know that that's necessarily false either. From what I see, people base their opinions on personal experience. Well, that makes sense. Let's take, for example, why people here in Cincinnati are Reds fans. Uh, when I ask people why they're fans of the Reds, they'll say something like, my dad used to take me to games when I was younger, or my friends and I like to go out, and that's something that we can always count on to do. Or I like baseball anyway, and the Reds are here, and it's convenient to watch, so that's why I watch them. But a lot of the answers that I get don't really have anything to do with the Reds themselves, sometimes not even baseball themselves. And they choose to be Reds fans anyway. I know some Reds fans who couldn't even name you the starting pitching rotation. That's okay. But it also makes me wonder if this is how people can make their decisions about the Reds, which has more to do with upbringing and your immediate social circle and where you are living. Maybe people make their decisions about other things like this too, like maybe their view on gun control, or maybe even the religion that they choose. I think it's not so much important what you believe, but why you believe it. Um, I guess let's take Britney Spears for example. And if you're watching this, you probably know who Britney Spears is. But there was a time when you didn't. There was a time before you were aware that there was a singer or an actress named Britney Spears. But can any of us really pinpoint that exact moment where we knew who Britney Spears was and before which we had no idea? I can't. I don't remember. Um, and if we don't remember our Britney Spears moment, is it possible that we also don't remember the moment when we learned about why we think what we think about public education, or why we think what we think about healthcare reform? And if we don't know why we started to believe something, how do we know what if we truly believe it? Maybe that's a question worth looking into, and I'd like to know. So, on this channel, I'd like to talk to anybody about anything, even the difficult stuff. I'll talk about abortion, whether or not sexual education should be taught in schools, what schools are for, if video games are really contributing to the decline of society, or technology is. And what I'm asking for is any sort of contribution, any sort of conversation starter. Give me a question, even if I don't know the answers. I'll ask a lot of questions. I really don't have the answers to a lot of things. I don't know how I truly feel about the Affordable Care Act. I don't know truly how I feel about the cabinet members that President Trump is bringing into the administration. And I want to know. I want to be more informed, and I want to have these conversations, and I want to learn from you, and maybe I have something that you can learn from too. So let's talk. Let's learn from each other, and let's all be better off for talking about this. Until tomorrow, have a good night.